We are joined tonight with a legend, Mr. Richard Hatch.
Can you give that a slightly different line rating? Look right in the camera and say that one more time.
Okay.
And I want you to feel it.
All right, let me feel it.
I want you to reach down deep, okay?
Okay.
I want you to bring it.
Okay.
This is the money shot.
We are joined tonight. A legend.
I'm sorry. I'll stop.
I'm gonna cry, Richard.
No, I thought you were gonna cry. That was like so emotional. I was feeling tears. Didn't you feel tears? I felt tears. No, that was great. No, that's okay. It's okay. You know what? You're not as bad as you.
I can't believe Richard Hatch is here. He's sitting in my seat. I'll never wash it after this.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You're not as bad as you think you are. Seriously. Seriously, it's okay. You'll be all right. The tie sucks, but the shirt's not bad.
All right, Richard. We're going to time travel next. Are you ready to time travel, Richard?
Where are we going?
We're going back in time to the year 1971. Everybody, get the wah-wah pedals going. All right, now, tell me, Richard.
Do I have to?
1970. You were a surfer. You were surfing, hanging out on the beach. You were Santa Monica. You were born here. You're just like the California guy, right?
Woo! California.
California guy. That became a legend.
I wish I had become a legend as a surfer.
Oh.
No. You have no idea.
He's so humble.
I so badly wanted to be one of the top surfers. I mean, surfing was the big deal. We were the rock stars back then because surfing was just starting to catch fire, and there was a guy named Ricky Hatch. And I swear to God, I got into more parties telling everybody I'm Ricky Hatch. Because I'm Richard Hatch, and I started calling myself Rick.
Get away with that.
I'm Ricky Hatch. I never kind of went into what that was, or but anyway.
Okay, but you were on Hawaii 5-0.
I was.
Did they let you surf on there?
Four times.
Did you surf on there at all, or no?
No, but I almost drowned at Sandy Beach. We were shooting there, and Sandy Beach, I don't know if you know, has a huge outer reef set. Right. And a lot of body surfers go out there, and they have the biggest, baddest shore break. And I'm thinking, I'm going to go out and I'm going to play around. If you haven't played around in Hawaii water in the winter, not the time to do it, but I kind of got out a little bit, and I was having a little bit of fun, and then I tried to come in. And I swear to God, the shore break, this little mother would grab me. I could not get into the shore, grab me, pick me up, slam me down, and then I'd be like half out of it, trying to get up, trying to struggle. I'm only a few feet offshore, and it kept picking me up, sucking me in, slamming me down. And I'm looking out here, and all these little kids playing on the shore, not realizing somebody's drowning right in front of their face. It was. Honestly, I barely got in and saved myself. But anyway, I wasn't a bad surfer. I went up and down. I actually had 18 absences from school. Wow. And I used to sign all my little sick notes. When my mother would normally sign it, I would sign it. You know why? I would sign it because every time I cut school, and my mother didn't know, if I had signed it with, I couldn't forge it, but if all the signatures were mine, nobody would know. That's true. So that's what I did. So I actually had 18 absences because we'd take off and go up and down the coast to Swami's, Rincon, all the great surf spots. Wow. It was a great time to be alive.
See, I'm from New York, so after I saw Jaws, that was the end of going to the beach for me. Going in the water.
You know what's really funny? I swear, I think back and I go, once upon a time, I would paddle out alone a lot over in at the Palisades. There's this huge bay. It would be foggy. You could not even see the waves. You would hear them coming in. We would jump off the cliff to get in because it's so far out. I would go out there with my brother, after we cut school again. And I swear, when I would lose my board, you know, you couldn't see anything, and the fog would be coming in, and you wouldn't even know when a big wave would come.
Wow.
But you would be in the water a long time. And I remember I used to just basically always paddle out, and my thought was, I'm free, I'm away from the world. I would lay back, shut my eyes, and really bask in the sun, right? Not realizing
that something hit your board. What keeps hitting my board? I don't know.
I never saw a shark. I never heard about a shark, never thought about a shark back in that day until Jaws. And after Jaws, the innocence was gone. I swear to God, I can never, ever again lay in the water. I go to Hawaii all the time. And when I'm swimming around, I'm like looking like this, you know. I can never just do this little swan, lay back and relax anymore.
Yeah. Well,
and I was over at Bondi Beach in Australia, which is even worse because I saw the video footage. Have you ever seen Bondi Beach?
No, not
out past about 100 yards out. There's tons of sharks.
Oh my God.
I mean, there's 50, 100. They're all over the place. So I mean, it's still rare when somebody gets attacked, but still, just the thought that you've got some,
never know.
Anyway,
now, how did you get into acting? Yeah, I read that you heard about JFK and there was a sad story there, and that led you into acting.
Absolutely. That actually, I wouldn't say that's a direct segue. It was an opportunity where I was only interested in sports. Surfing, sports, as a pole vaulter, as a high jumper. I wanted to go to the Olympics in pole vaulting. I lived for sport. And I had to take this elective, which I could not get into the normal elective, an English elective, over at the college. And so I had to take this little thing called oral interpretation. And I didn't know what that was.
Wow, I would think it's something dirty.
It sounds, well, that actually was my thought. And then when I got to the class, I realized my worst nightmare had come true because I had to get up in front of the class and read stuff and speak and do all these things, which after my little 4th grade shaming from a teacher that decided to punish me because I brought $2 to Olivera Street instead of 1. Seriously. Seriously. I used to be the class clown. I was Houdini. I used to put on shows in my backyard. After that 4th grade experience, I became this very shy, locked up, afraid to make eye contact. And so I spent a number of years just trying to crawl out of that abyss. And when I was in school having to get up in front of people, I could barely speak. People thought I had a voice impediment. And I finally was failing this class, thinking I'm not going to be able to do sports next semester, and that's when Kennedy was assassinated. One of the more emotionally, I mean, that affected everybody. I've never seen something touch people so deeply everywhere. And they wrote an article on the sports page, which was the only page I read at that time, and it was the most moving article, and I brought it in. They had asked us to bring in an article, and all I remember is it was one of those things like, I don't know if you remember Dead Poets Society with Robin Williams. Remember when he takes that kid and he's all afraid to open up, thinks he has nothing important to say, and he spins him around? Well, it was very much like that. I just started my normal way of reading, which was nobody could understand what I was saying. I was so quiet. I was looking down at the page. Nobody could see me. Usually everybody was like checking out, thinking, oh no, here he comes again. And everybody would just check out. And I went from that place to where I started connecting to it, because it really affected me. And then I'm sitting there reading, and my voice starts to come out. My head starts to lift up. All of a sudden, I'm making eye contact. And all of a sudden, it's like this magical experience of just really connecting to the material, connecting to the audience. And at the end of it, I didn't know what I did. All of a sudden, everybody's like clapping, screaming. And they were all actors in this class, right? Yeah. And I couldn't figure out what I did. And the guy told me, he said, where did that come from? And I swear, I had no idea what happened. All I know is somebody said, you should go be an actor.